starting the next video about 5 minutes after we finished the last one. But our first stop on our way back home is the old town of Mahaka in Almeria.
And there's a market on.
And there's a market on, but the stuff for sale here looks a bit more like Benidorm market than local market. But never wanting to miss a retail opportunity, I think I'll be following Julie around for a minute. I bet there's not a West Bromwich Albion shirt here. Nice to see there is also a local produce market as well. Sometimes a lift is very handy, and we've just jumped up quite a few metres in height and found ourselves now heading towards the old town. And this is a more traditional Andalusian Pueblo Blanco. Lovely bright colours as well amongst the white. And we can still just see the Med. The Indolo man that you see all around here, which is a symbol of the early inhabitants of the entire area. It's just full of these windy little streets with flowers in baskets, lovely shop fronts. Well, such a pretty place, and it's not a tiny little village either. It's more of a small town. Coffee with a view. Beautiful. Well, after a little bit of a stressful drive over the last few minutes, bloody sat-nav, or me not listening to the sat-nav, we found somewhere to park in Cuenca. Now, I'm not sure that's the proper pronunciation, C-U-E-N-C-A, and if somebody speak Spanish better than me, they can possibly correct me in the comments. But we've sort of climbed and climbed and climbed up cobbled streets.
Just look over there.
And behind us is this incredible view. And
don't step too far back.
No, and gorge. I'm going to step back a little. And viewpoint. So at least we haven't got to climb too far today.
No, that's true.
But yeah, we'll go and have a wander. This is an absolutely beautiful place, and we've only taken our first few steps in, and I've got to say it, nobody expected it, did they? Just look at that behind.
It's just stunning, isn't it?
Absolutely blown away. We were recommended by Tom, as in Tom and Tina in El Campello, where we share curries with, to maybe visit Cuenca if we can. And I'm so glad we did. I mean, it's only an evening visit, and I'm still being attacked by a bloody fly. I think it's the same bleeding fly that's followed me all the way up through from bloody
He's
Andalusia.
probably still in the van when we get back.
Git. But cheerful face on, not moaning about flies. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. Could do with more time here, but
Yeah.
I'd certainly recommend Cuenca.
Well, hopefully we'll have a bit more time in the morning. Just
A little
have
bit,
another little.
yeah. Might, with the weather permitting, because we're trying to get in before the rain starts, because it's forecast
So
to be
look at
pretty
those
heavy.
clouds over there.
Yeah, you can see the storm clouds gathering. But maybe in the morning I'll be able to get the drone out down the valley here, and we'll see what sort of views we can get. But yeah, absolutely beautiful.
Brilliant.
And I'd certainly recommend it. Well, good morning from Cuenca. We had a
Sweatshirt, fleece.
Absolutely. You can tell we're a few hundred kilometres
Yeah.
further north.
It's chilly
about
this morning.
was it 14 or something this morning.
Something like that.
Although I think it's a bit colder at home, but yeah, still in shorts.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely got the long sleeves on this morning. Hopefully it warms up a bit later. Had a lovely walk around yesterday. Managed to get the drone out this morning.
It's beautiful.
Incredible lightning last night.
Oh,
but
God, yeah.
the storm that's passed by pretty much passed us by. I think we could
We
see
didn't
the
get
lightning.
that much, did we? But we could see it over the valley, and
Absolutely.
it was like,
and a couple of big rumbles of thunder just as we were
Yes.
going to bed.
yeah.
But apparently it sort of passed by and hit the eastern side of Spain again. So yeah, down by Valencia and down that way. We had a bit of rain overnight, but nothing spectacular. But yeah, moving on, and hopefully heading up towards the French border, but with another stop en route tonight. So we'll see how far we get. Well, part way between Cuenca and Guadalajara, I think, although I don't think the route we're taking is going to take us into Guadalajara. It's taking us across the top of Spain, or the higher central part of Spain, I suppose, across the top, so we're cutting out Madrid. Been national road all the way so far, which has been stunning.
Yeah. No
Absolutely.
tolls.
No tolls, no motorways, interesting things to look at, through a few towns and villages. And we've just stopped off as the road virtually crossed these lakes. So
Beautiful. It's nice over there as well,
yeah,
isn't
I'll
it?
have a look at that in a minute. And but yeah, we'll stop for a quick break, and lovely spot to stretch our legs.
This is what I love about driving, is you come across these spots and you can just stop.
Yes, absolutely. And put the kettle on.
Yeah, make a coffee.
Even better. Well, good afternoon, good evening. No idea what the bloody time is, about 5 o'clock-ish.
Thank you.
From English pronunciation, Logrono. Spanish pronunciation, I think, Logroño. Let's stick with the English. Sounds a bit pretentious, doesn't it? Nice big open parking space. Recommended on Park for Night. Let's just hope.
Jacket on, what's that all about?
I know, and long trousers. Had to ditch the shorts, I'm afraid. It's about, what, 16, 17 degrees? That's not unpleasant.
No.
But it's not.
Still a bit of a shock.
It bloody is after 2 days ago. Just got to hope that the neighbours stay quiet tonight, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Because this is the car park for the cemetery. But it is recommended, and it's perfectly okay to park here, I hope.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah, a bit of thunder and lightning from last night, and cemetery in the background. Feel like bloody Halloween. So we'll go and see what Logrono's got to offer. There's something I know it's got to offer, but I'm going to save that for a bit. One of the big advantages of navigating around Spanish cities and large towns is there's always a Plaza Mayor. So if you can find a Plaza Mayor, you can pretty much find everything within pretty easy reach. And this one is particularly dramatic.
It's gorgeous.
It really is. Logrono is actually the capital of the Rioja wine region, amongst other things, and a very pretty. So Julie's got a lovely glass of white Rioja, and I'm being a Philistine. Cheers. Well, a bit of a disappointment last night in the heart of Rioja. We went to a bodega, and unfortunately they were closed for a private party, and it was the only one within walking distance. So we went back in the city and had a couple of glasses of wine in the square, which was nice.
Yeah, it was lovely.
It was. So this morning we've thought, sod them, we'll come to an alternative supplier. There we go. Well, good morning, and back in Vivon. So we've pretty much gone full circle.
Yeah.
And heading up towards closer.
It's chilly.
It is. Autumn has definitely arrived since we were here a month ago, and
all the leaves on the
leaves
floor.
on the floor. And because it's a Saturday morning, there's a lovely market on here, so we'll have a quick wander around before we head off up the road. Well, lovely market, much bigger than I expected, but kept our wallet and purses in our pockets because we're on the very last leg, and there's nothing we really need. I think if we were heading southbound, we could have stocked up with some fresh provisions, couldn't we?
Yeah.
So longish drive today, but nowhere near as long as the last couple of days. I think we've done something like, I don't know, my estimate would be roughly 1,000 miles north.
Yeah.
1,000 miles since we left Almeria, and can't you bloody tell?
Yes.
I think the temperature has got to be close to 20 degrees colder here. I mean, we left it at 27, and I'd be surprised if we're even
get the sweatshirts and the jackets out.
Even in double figures just yet. So I'm sure it'll warm up as the day goes on, but unfortunately we're heading due north again.
Yeah.
And I don't know about autumn, it feels like we've gone straight into winter. So yeah, got to program the sat nav, and we're going to head up closer to Dieppe. It's our last night in France, and we're reasonably close to Rouen at a village called Pont l'Arche on a campsite. We've chosen a campsite for our last night called Camp Ewer, which is named after the river. Nice little pitch, basic facilities, €15.40 for the night, and we're just about to have a wander into the village. I may have done it a bit of a disservice. I called it a little village. It's a reasonable sized town, and medieval as well. But yeah, nice little walk around. Having a last dinner of this trip anyway. Don't know what we'll do tomorrow evening. But yeah, our last night in Europe, and we're on our 89th Schengen day, so
yes.
We've got to get out tomorrow.
Back tomorrow.
Or we'll just, I don't know, we're locked up and have to stay in Europe forever. That'd be awful.
That'd be sad, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so one more day to go, and hopefully we'll have a look around Rouen in the morning. It's a rather fresh but very beautiful and photogenic morning. That's the morning, not me. And last morning in France, ferry this afternoon, and hopefully we'll find a parking space in Rouen and have a maybe an hour or two to have a quick look at Rouen before we head on to Dieppe. Well, after a parking nightmare, we actually are in Rouen. So there's a big market ahead of us. We'll have a quick browse through there, very quick.
Yeah,
very quick. And then go and have a look at the cathedral. Called Grove Horloge, I think. Not quite sure what it means, and it's only got an hour hand. It's quite a famous landmark, and it's the busiest shopping street in Rouen.
Oh, right. It's not
Shut.
today.
Sunday. Never mind, eh? Don't know the full story of Joan of Arc, although Rouen was actually where she was brought to trial and then burnt at the stake for resisting the English, who were the rulers here at the time. But not a very pleasant story, was it, really? And she was only something like 19 or something like that. Well, I'm glad we managed to park.
Yeah, we did. It was a bit tight.
A bit tight, we had to wait a little bit. But yeah, Rouen, definitely worth a visit.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
we've
gorgeous.
only had
We need more time here.
45 minutes or an hour,
We'll have to
something
come
like
back.
that. But yeah, you could do a full day here. It's lovely, and all the times I've driven round it and by it, got lost on the ring roads,
Yeah.
and cursed through one. It really is a lovely city and well worth a little trip. Dieppe to Newhaven with DFDS and Transmanche ferries. I just managed to get myself a bit of shelter out of the wind, which seems to have been the theme of the trip so far. And all being well, we'll be into Newhaven about 7 p.m. local time and see if we can find some fish and chips. Well, good morning from Abingdon. Our very last morning on our trip. We'll be home by lunchtime, and found a park up on Park for Night, Abbey Gardens or Abbey Meadow in, as I said, Abingdon. And absolutely lovely. Gorgeous ducks, swans, the river, trees, dog walkers, lovely couple of spaniels. But that's it, trip over. So
and hasn't it been amazing?
Fantastic. And that'll be this is the last video from the trip, although I guess we'll do one about the budget.
Yeah.
There wasn't much of a budget.
No, that's true.
But total spend this week was
500.
no, £710. But
I didn't
again,
add it up, you did today.
yeah, that's 2.5 tankfuls of fuel to get up from Spain to well, to here.
I don't think we've done too bad.
No,
considering.
no, and another meal out, and obviously some other bits and pieces on there as well. But we'll do a proper breakdown on our next video. But until then, we'll see you.
Bye.
Bye bye.